everyone. Sorry, I had to get the music in real quick. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another DCU Daily times MCU Weekly. I'm here. Dan is not. I don't think he's going to be with us for the rest of the week. He's a very busy boy, but that's okay. I am here to introduce the wonderful show that we have for you today. If you're new, hello, I'm John. If you're not new, welcome back to all the wonderful faces we love to see in the chat. Get that chat going, guys. Love to see it. But we have a good amount of stuff for you today. Sure, Superman has gotten its, kicking into that marketing, but Fantastic Four ain't lagging behind. They're not tripping over their heels or nothing. Fantastic Four has got that marketing in there too, so we will be talking about that. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Superman updates and collaborations. Outside of that, we're going to be talking about tons of greenlit stuff. Joseph Kosinski talks Top Gun 3, in addition to F1, as well as talking a little bit about Lanterns, talking a little bit about, obviously, other MCU stuff, a little bit of Spider-Man, a little bit of Thunderbolts, mostly Fantastic Four, as I mentioned. But I think we need to introduce a little someone. Lizz is here. Hello, Lizz. How are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday?
Let me unmute here. I'm good. Hi. My hair is really fluffy because it's raining here. It's kind of a bummer, but hi. That's everybody. Okay. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day.
I mean, you actually have hair, unlike me.
I know, but does your beard get fluffy? Like, I don't know how facial hair works.
I just took a shower today, so it gets it kind of goes out sometimes, especially if I don't put oil and balm on it, which I don't tend to do on a normal daily basis.
Ridiculous.
So I should, but I don't. But anyway, let's get that news intro in here. Let us know that everybody in this chat is wonderful and enough. So let's get into that. It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always the number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see chorus.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Oh my goodness. Let's get into the news, shall we? Let's bring Liz back in here. Are you ready to talk the news, Liz? Lots of interesting little tidbits here and there about the news. We're going to be getting into the boring stuff before we get into the Superman stuff, so hold your horses. We'll be getting into it.
But you know what? Our news is still better than, the real news, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Speaking of, depressing things, I guess. It depends how you take it. Apparently, the streaming viewership finally surpassed cable and broadcasting combined for the first time ever in May, according to the Nielsen ratings. Well, this is an interesting sort of thing. It's kind of been a well-known open fact that even though the future is streaming numbers have not been that great, and pretty much every company has been losing money on streaming. So this is maybe nice. I don't know. It kind of depends on who you ask, and we'll get to that in a second, because I mean, there are plenty of people that still love streaming. I mean, it's dominating all sorts of things. But then you have people like me. I like the physical media. I like going to the movies and all that. And my family still has cable. So it's just kind of an interesting thing. Do you view this as good news or bad news? Let's just get that off the bat. Do you view this as good news or bad news?
No, I'll say I'm not surprised in the slightest. I'm actually surprised that it's taken this long for it to surpass, but at the same time, let's give context here, right? And I talk about it regularly, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is there are so many options that it's really hard to get audiences to your one project when they have 10 different streamers with their own shows, their own productions, their own things. So it does make sense to me that it's taken a long time to get here, but also given the economic times, given people's mental health and well-being at this period in our lives, in this country's history in particular, in the world with things that are going on, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest, because now people are afraid to leave the house and we don't have the money to be able to afford an afternoon in the theater or a cable bill, a regular, because cable's gotten out of control. That's why people started going to streaming in the first place, because they were tired of spending, $250 a month on cable when they only watch one channel. So I
Right.
get it to a point. But yeah, I think if anything, I'm more surprised that it's taken us so long to get here, but I also understand that aspect of it as well. So
it was kind of like the long, I mean, maybe not
it was
the
like the long game. It's
but
the
like
long
the long game.
Yeah.
Of like, and remember, it's only like, it's minuscule. Broadcasting cable was 44.2%, while streaming was 44.8%. So it's like kind of pennies a little bit, not like pennies, but like it's still like not like 40 and 60 or something like that,
Yeah.
So there is that like teeny tiny jump, but it's like it's kind of getting there, because we knew that the future would be streaming, and considering how people are getting sick of cable, because the biggest thing I think was holding it back was probably the sports stuff. That's why my dad has not cut the cable yet, because he still gets to watch like ESPN and all that kind of stuff, and all the other, and like SNY and all that stuff. Because
my best friend still have it so they can watch the news, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
My mom likes to watch the Today Show and all that stuff.
Right.
So that's kind of the biggest reason as to why they haven't made the switch, and also boomer energy a little bit. But I mean, there is that fact. Like, there is the comfort of cable. Like, you've known cable for so long.
Right.
And then, of course, as my parents always say, I remember when there was only 3 channels, so shut up.
Well, and again, the DVR has changed the game as well. A lot of people, they don't like cable because of commercials, but if you have a DVR, you can fast forward through the commercials. So there's
TiVo,
still
good times.
Yeah, there's still definitely everybody's got their own pluses and minuses, pros and cons, but I can see an argument for both either way. So
I agree, Liz.
Not surprising.
I mean, I have my DVD collection. I think it's like $250 now. I mean, it's nothing compared to some people, but it is $250. I remember one, like, a little bit of a side note, but I remember I'm part of like some groups, like DVD, VHS, Blu-ray selling groups on like Facebook and stuff like that. Mainly because I have like a bunch of VHS tapes I need to sell, because my friend, he's like, here, take these. I'm like, I don't want these. He's like, sell them. I'm like, okay. And I've kind of been sitting on those for a while. And if anybody wants some VHS tapes, I got you. But so I was like looking through some stuff, and I saw it. I am taking a wild guess that like a mom and pop shop, like DVD place closed, because they're like, we're selling 50,000 DVDs. If you want them, for you have to message us. And I'm like, I asked all my friends, like, hey, do you want to like go in on this? And they're like, you can't afford it. I'm like, I will take out a loan, because I'm like, if I had 50,000 movies, are you kidding me? I would give that, if like I had multiple copies, I would give that shit away free, like to some random guy on the street, like, hey, you want a free copy of Spider-Man 3? Here you go. And it's just
Caleb and I are talking in the chat. I own DVDs. My argument, because my friends are always like, why on earth would you? And I'm like, because if the internet goes out, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, so I have DVDs of projects and like older films that are harder to stream or harder to find on the streaming service, or things that I just absolutely love. So like quite literally the moment John Wick came out on DVD, I was there, I purchased it, things like that. So all the classics, all my Ghostbusters.
I don't buy CDs. I just don't tend to buy. I have a couple.
Yeah,
vinyls,
I don't do CDs anymore, but I do DVDs. Yeah.
It's just I don't listen to, because usually I'm like doing something on my computer if I'm listening to music. Like if I'm like editing or like grabbing pictures for like a video, I usually put some music on in the background. It doesn't make sense to have like a boom box with a CD in it, but like, more power to you. Obviously, more physical stuff. I have almost every John Carpenter movie on DVD.
There you go.
So I don't think I think
like I have things from childhood and stuff. So like I have all of Fraggle Rock, all those the original series seasons.
Right.
I have, there's a British show that I'm obsessed with called Are You Being Served? I have every single season on that. I have Faulty Towers on DVD, stuff like that. Like it's like the kind of like the nuanced ones that it's just harder to find. So I get it.
But we are not totally done with the streaming side. Let's go back to the main story here. We're not totally done with the streaming side of things, but apparently Netflix shares new details of Philadelphia and Dallas destinations to open in late 2025.
Yeah, this is interesting.
In Las Vegas. So what are your thoughts on this? I'm curious about the idea of like.
Well, like, so like I've done, like they have like experiences, right? So like there's like the Friends experience, I've done the Office experience. I'm wondering, is this like an experience or is this like a permanent, almost like a theme park kind of thing that they're going to update every time a new like popular series gets into the zeitgeist? It's interesting to me. While like I kind of want to check it out, I also kind of feel like it might be lame. I don't know.
It's kind of like it seems like that's kind of the case. It's a venue concept called the Netflix House. And the more than 100 square feet Netflix House venues will feature experiences, as you mentioned, inspired by Wednesday, Squid Game, One Piece, even though that wasn't originated by Netflix, but whatever. And Stranger Things, and it's going to be opening stuff in gross Philadelphia, and even grosser Dallas. Actually, Philadelphia is gross.
Well, and
both are gross. And Las Vegas is gross too, but it's cheap.
Yeah.
So,
but I also think this is like pandering to a very specific audience. Whereas, like, where's the stuff for people like me who watch Great British Baking Show on Netflix? And you know what I mean? Like, it's very interesting. Like, I watch some of those shows. I don't watch all of them, so I'm not sure like what audience it's trying to capture.
The way that this is positioned, I think it's like you have a choice. I don't think you just go through the entire thing. I think like it's kind of like an escape room, like where you like book a certain room and then you have that experience going through. I think that's the vibe I'm getting from here.
It's not appealing to me at all. I feel like
I never really understood the experiences. Like I've done 2 experiences. I did Harry Potter studio tour in one of my family and I went to vacation in Great Britain. We did that. And then I did the Star Wars experience. I don't know, about almost a decade ago now, I think.
Yeah.
So
there needs to be like decent incentive too. Like when I did the Office experience, like you got, you had photo ops, but they did give you like, a little bit of free swag. And they did some Harry Potter, same thing. They did some Harry Potter thing at Comic-Con one year and you got free stuff out of that. So like, for me, it's like, there has to be some kind of payoff in all of it. And so I don't know. It doesn't really excite me right now.
I mean, you get a cocktail. That's pretty good, right? So this is apparently like the vibe here where it's like you're kind of going from room to room. Maybe it is room to room. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is just kind of everything. Maybe I was wrong. It's, I think you go through every single one. Okay, so I was wrong. I apologize. But it looks like you go through like every single one. Dallas looks a little bit different.
Again, I'm wondering, like, I feel like it would be better off if it was more like a theme park kind of setup, like you said, like where you can pick and choose. You're like, oh, let's go to Stranger Things now, and I don't know that I'd want to walk through the whole thing, especially if I haven't, like I said, if I haven't seen every show, I'd be like, I don't even know what's going on. So the Philadelphia
one offers Wednesday and One Piece, but then it also is, Netflix is getting into gaming and stuff. So they're also offering VR games, mini golf, and the Tudum Theater, which is like a dine-in, like trivia night. Like you could see stuff on the big screen, which that's probably the best part to me. But, whatever. But then the Dallas ones looks a little bit smaller, where it offers Stranger Things, Squid Game, and then Netflix Replay, where it's more like gaming stuff. And like, so then they offer food as well. So, I mean, if you're like a die-hard fan of any of these and you're in that area, then, it's pretty cool. But like, I don't know. I'm just kind of, I'm kind of with you on this. One, I would never want to go to Philadelphia.
I just don't get it. So
it's just like, I'm just kind of like,
I'm also curious about the locations too, like why Dallas and why Philly first.
I don't know, because there's nothing else in those fucking cities.
But I just mean it's interesting. Like you would think maybe do it in San Diego and launch it at the same time around Comic-Con. Same thing with New York, or I'm just like, why not these big? I mean, maybe it's just because they need the square footage.
I mean, in San Diego and New York, it's probably fucking hugely. This is 100,000 feet or like cubic feet or whatever. It's like 100,000 square feet. That's a big
you
venue.
Gotta spend money to make money, baby. I don't know. Yeah.
So Philadelphia, it's cheap, and Dallas, it's in Texas, so it's even cheaper. But it just like it feels like
they
it
got
doesn't
a lot of
offer
space
a
in
ton.
Texas, that's for sure. Yeah.
It's
okay. Again, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
All right.
Because it offers two shows of like experiences, and then you get like games, which like who fucking plays Netflix games, and like mini golf, sure, I guess, and then.
But like I can play mini golf anywhere, anytime.
Theater, and then a theater, which is like the best part, which isn't even available in the other one. It's the fucking gaming shit that nobody cares about. And food, okay, like fucking dollar store garbage food.
I'm saying, like I'll go to the mall and get pretty much the same content.
You go to like the Mall of America or something, and that's probably better. Like you have more shit to do there.
That's a trip I am planning. Yeah, I will be vacationing to the Mall of America at some point, probably next year. So yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, but yeah, it's just like I don't really get it. That's just me. But when neither of us do, maybe if people are into this, cool. But I think this is Netflix.
Maybe I'm just too old now. I don't know, but I don't.
What's my excuse? I'm 28. Like I don't.
I know.
I don't know. It's weird to me. But like, I guess if you're that big of a stan for all these things, then sure. If it's just like, it feels like it's one of those things where it's like, we're going to spend money to make money, and then it's going to be like Galaxy's Edge.
But again, like if I can get some stuff out of it, if I walk away with swag or whatever, that's one thing. But like, I'm not. Nah.
It probably costs like $2,000 to actually fucking get in here or whatever.
I'll just go to Disney for that kind of money then. You know what?
Yeah.
My money will go farther there.
Anyway, so that's kind of it for that. Now I'm just kind of weirdly
Good luck
mad.
to you, Netflix. That's all I can say. Good luck.
Sure. You're going to need the money. But the next thing that we wanted to talk
Dude, I got to watch this show, man. I got to watch this. This is cool. I love Ronnie.
It's essentially Ron Howard breaking down this skit where it was essentially during this like famous scene, he was talking about like, okay, how do I like fight Seth Rogen? I'm small, I'm old, I don't know what to do. So he's like, let me throw my hat, because usually Ron Howard's wearing a hat because he's balding and he doesn't want to show that off. So he's wearing a hat. So I'm like, I'm gonna chuck my hat at him and see how that works.
I love it.
And then so he chucked his hat at him. Seth Rogen was like, that's hilarious. We gotta do that. And so they eventually did it in the show. And he's like, he's like, that was my little contribution to the studio.
I need to watch the show.
My parents watched the show. They weren't into it. They couldn't get into it. They said it was very, very weird and not really for them. But I think this is pretty funny. Like, Ron Howard just being I know Ron Howard hasn't really made a good movie in like 12 years, but
hey, come on now. You don't have to go there.
But
don't you talk about Ronnie like that?
I mean, I like Ron. Apparently, my friend thinks he's the most overrated director of all time, which is like he made Apollo 13. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like honestly, I don't give a shit. But, all right, guys, let me smoke my weed. Anyway,
Okay.
just that's for Caleb. But I think this is amusing. I think it's like a cute little thing how like people that have been making movies for so long, okay, I'm acting in something. How do I add something to do that when usually I'm behind the camera? How do I add it like when I'm in front of the camera? I don't know. Just like it was kind of a cool thought process behind this. So kind of cute. I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I think I just think it's
I've heard nothing but good things about this show. I really want to check it out. I love Ronnie Howard personally myself. John does not speak for all of us, Mr. Howard.
I like Ron Howard. I like Ron Howard.
So yeah, I got to check it out. I think it's cute.
I mean, he's gonna make that Ana de Armas Sydney Sweeney movie, so it's like I'm gonna be first in line. Kidding me? So I mean, come on now. But
And this
I
is
think
why
he's
I
a
get
great
to say
director.
whatever I want about men on the show. This is why.
I'm just saying. Equal. It's all about equal
That's right, equality.
objectification.
Equality, exactly.
So I think this was just a cute little thing. It was nice to see like Ron Howard like kind of breaking it down, and
yeah.
I mean he did make The Grinch, which I will never forgive him for, but you know,
He's Richie Cunningham. Come on, man. Let's move on. Let's move on.
But Daddy Zack Snyder is in it, so maybe sure. Anyway, but we're moving on to the next thing. We're getting into Superman stuff, so now you can get excited and all that. We're getting, speaking of booze.
Yeah.
Apparently if you got a Regal near you, unfortunately we don't, so we have to suffer. But we don't have this.
We suffer for our art, guys. We really do.
So if you're near a Regal, you can get some booze. You can get Heat Fission, Heroes Flight, and Krypton Cooler.
Which one of those is appealing to you, John? I would be going for the Heat Vision myself.
I'm not really I don't really like to drink. I'm not a drinker. It's just like all alcohol tastes gross to me.
That's fair.
However, honestly, I would here's the thing, as I'm getting older, I realize how like picky I am and picky I was. So I'm like, I'm trying to try more things. It's like here's the thing, I would have it so like my friend would get this. Like I would have like,
well, sure. Take a little sample.
You get the spicy strawberry margarita, and I'm like, hey bartender, can I have like an extra glass so you can like pour a little bit out and then like take a drink?
A Krypton Cooler, gentlemen. That's what
if I were to try any of these, like if somebody gave it to me for free, I would probably try the Blue Long Island iced tea because. Okay. But I would probably try all of them. The spicy thing is like kind of not. I don't know about spice in a drink, but like
it's just the rim. You'll be all right.
Yeah, so I think that it's just like it's kind of cool idea, like strawberry margarita. That's interesting. I have had a sip of a margarita. The melon sour, I think that's interesting idea. And then Long Island iced tea. That's just like if you just want to get plastered for the movie and you could just drink. Since I don't drink, I'm a lightweight. I can like.
I haven't.
I'm already feeling like if after like half a drink. So if I drink like 2 sips of that, I'm like probably gone. So, but if I had the, capacity for it, and like maybe somebody like bought me one, I'd probably get one. But in reality, I'd just be like, that's cool. I'm not going to spend $50 for one of these that they're probably going to be priced at. Caleb is also not a fan of the booze, which is fair. Drink responsibly, kiddos. Although Stephen, we were just saying, I don't tend to partake. I usually drink water or soda or juice. Not really a alcohol drinker. So
it's all good.
I'm feeling so.
Yeah, I'm a lightweight too. I really don't drink. I have again, I had surgery a couple years ago, so I haven't had alcohol in 2 years. One of these days I'll get back to it, but just not drinking right now myself. So
Yeah, I just think that's cute. I like seeing the theme drinks because
yeah,
it always like
it's
looks
interesting
cool.
what
Like
people
these
come up
look
with.
cool to me.
Right.
I always pass by the MacGuffin bar in my theater, and they always have like a big poster of what they're selling. Like they have like the pink and green drinks for Wicked and like all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
And they have like I think they had like an Abigail or no Nosferatu drink where it was like a bloody kind of thing going on. Like one of the horror movies had like a bloody drink. That was cool. I always like see it's a cute thing, but like I wouldn't take one for money reasons, and I don't like booze. But yeah, it's still cute to see. Next thing we got, again pushing that like marketing everywhere you possibly can. What are your thoughts? Thoughts on the crop circle that they have here? It looks good. I hope it wasn't like
I hope it's real. I hope it's real. I don't know
think it
where this
is.
is, but I really hope it's real, or else I'm not impressed. Don't give me some AI generated crap. Like go out there, do the work, get your tractor, get your hoe.
Yeah, like Chris Nolan, he fucking planted what was it? How many like acres of corn for that goddamn movie, and then they sold it, and then which helped fund the movie. So do that. But even if it is like I hope it's not AI generated, but if it's just like somebody took like stock footage of this and then like photoshopped it, CGI'd it, or did something in editing, human work, then I'll be like, that's cool. But it's still a cute thing. It's still cute to see. Like again, I'm just intrigued with how like the marketing is like going on for the movie, just every little tiny bit. So still kind of cute to see.
Yeah.
Next up, but
Hey,
apparently
Metropolis.
the city of Metropolis, as we were talking about yesterday. Thanks for the pics, Liz. They are hanging the Super Museum in downtown Metropolis. They are hanging.
I gotta go out there. I gotta
Superman
check this
poster.
place out. It seems really cute.
Yeah, the Super Museum. We've shown a couple pictures of there of like stuff inside, like statues and things like that. But yes, of course, Swag fan, look up, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Riverside. I've been to the birthplace of James T. Kirk. So I didn't even know Metropolis was an actual place. So I really need to go check this place out for sure. I love Illinois. Illinois is a pretty great state. So yeah, awesome.
But also Hunter again, I didn't see your comment, but I'll look at your comment now. They said, what is your thoughts on Sony to buy WB, and do you think Disney and Netflix and also involved? I don't think there's any credence to that, but I think this is pretty awesome. Again, I like the Super Museum we were just like talking about it the other day, so awesome. Loving again, as Caleb jokes, where's the marketing? It's funny, but awesome to see. Like they got a crane and everything. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. All told, like I feel like in it, like it's Wicked and then it's Superman. Like I want to know at the end of the day, like whose marketing budget. You know what I mean? Like I want to know what the numbers are at the end of the day for both of those films, because I feel like while Wicked was kind of shoved down our throats, I feel like they've been giving this to us kind of like piecemeal, just cutesy little things here and there, and like, oh, by the way, we did this, and like, but I feel like it's still the same amount of marketing, like it's the same. I don't know. It's I'm really interested with the way they've handled this film thus far. I'm really impressed by it.
Yeah. But we're going from positive things to kind of negative things, but it is funny, and it's your boy Frank Grillo, but Frank Grillo confirms that he will be boycotting anyone who decides to boycott the new
The
Superman
hell with
movie.
them.
He's gonna boycott the fans that boycott the movie. So I got so angry I moved my camera by accident. Honestly, it's funny to see. Like
it's
Frank
adorable.
Grillo
Because
being
at
the
the end
troll.
of the day, it's so stupid. It's all just so stupid. Like, stop yucking people's yum. Like, it is what it is. Like, come on. I don't understand the Snyder cultists. So I appreciate that Frank is like, get over yourselves. Like, it's so dumb.
And then he said in a TikTok, Instagram reel, whatever it was, with all the real shit too, boycott dudes wanted boycott Superman. I'm boycotting the fools who boycott Superman. So, and then I love the comment here. How the hell does that work? I want to join. Caleb, was that you, buddy? I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if we were talking about this yesterday. It all kind of blends together. But the fact that Rob Liefeld said something of like, y'all I liked Man of Steel, but y'all need to move on. The fact that Rob, old man who yells at Cloud Liefeld, is like, y'all need to move the fuck on, that's saying something. When Rob Liefeld is the voice of reason, we're all in trouble. So figure drawing asking a very important question. How many Snyder cucks are out there really? I think it may be a small yet loud. That's exactly what it is. I mean, James Gunn said that the other day. Like, he's like, all 8 people that saw this image and are gonna do this, we're not gonna, he's like, I think we'll survive. That's what this is quoted at the bottom there. We're gonna be fine. Yes, Rob, bad feet, and too many belts, Liefeld. Yes, correct. But yeah, I think this is really funny, and but we're going from one sexy man to another, so we got lots of treats for Lizz. We got a Lex Luthor motion poster. There he is. He doesn't have the glasses, sorry, but we do have him looking mighty fine in that black suit. Just like, damn.
Very, very businessman, very entrepreneur, very mega mogul. Oh yeah.
And then I love the comments. Is he mewing at us? Lex Luthor and such phenomenal casting. So yeah, he is looking like dapper and fine. Caleb going on. I created it. I mean, you made a character named Deadpool, but you didn't make the character what he is today. All right, so you made a character that was a Deathstroke ripoff. Calm down. But yeah, enterprising. I agree. Cool Superman poster. You too, Lex. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm again loving this stuff. Loving it. Yeah. But speaking of bald men with Superman,
that's just funny.
It's not just that, but we are talking a bald.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
This was absolutely phenomenal to see. And I love Anthony Kerrigan showcasing this, but you have like the comedy guys like Nathan Fillion and Beck Bennett like being all I don't know. I would have to say that I prefer the bowl cut on Nathan Fillion if I were to say so myself.
If you had to choose, for sure.
But yeah, this is just like, more cute marketing, and Anthony Kerrigan is a national treasure. I love how he's doing that dude carried Barry. Like, that man carried that fight. Like, it was that would have been a good show. He made that show great. Yeah. He was easily the best part of it, without a doubt. And this was really funny to see. But nobody can rock it like Kerrigan and Holt with a shaved head or a bald cap. I think he said he shaved his head. So yeah. But that's it for Superman collaboration stuff. We're gonna get into more stuff in DCU Daily.
All right, hold your
Dr.
horses.
Evil. But yes, I think it's time to get into some trailers. So we're gonna be we're still kind of on the DC track a little bit, more of the controversial track, but the Sandman season 2, I am just gonna take a wild guess this was supposed to last way longer, And then it was revealed Neil Gaiman was a gigantic pile of horrible shit. So, like, looks like we got to stop this at season 2. So that's exactly what's happening here, even though The Sandman is this illustrious comic run of, you know, great things despite the horribleness of the author. But it's going to be a big epic conclusion. Luckily, they got enough time beforehand to be like, hey, you should probably end the show. We're just gonna distance ourselves for like 10 years from Neil Gaiman stuff, and then we'll eventually get back into it.
Yeah, we'll circle back. We'll circle back in a decade.
We'll
or so.
circle back to it, but yeah, I know you have a laundry list of TV shows to watch, and that's probably a dumb question. Do you watch Sandman?
I do not.
No?
So I will say my very first job ever was at Hot Topic when I was 16. I was there for 3 years. It was the height of the Sandman graphic novels. I was surrounded by Sandman, so I'm familiar with Sandman, but I've never read them. I never watched the first season, but I've always been kind of intrigued because of all the hype. So eventually, maybe I'll get to it. Again, if you guys want to just send me money so I can quit my job, if I can take a year off, I could get to all of these things, but I'm going to need your help. If y'all could just send me.
We got to start a Kickstarter for Liz.
With just $1 a day, you can help me.
You can help a starving Liz watch all the shows she wants.
It takes a village, gang. You know what I mean? So if everybody did their part, I could catch up with these things.
I will say it was a show I was curious about, but then I saw it received kind of mixed reviews. So I'm like, probably. Yeah,
I heard that too.
2 seasons,
from
I might give it a watch, but the fact that they like didn't adapt like a bunch of it, that I'm like,
I had friends that felt the same way. There were things that they really, really liked about it, and things they kind of questioned about it. But again, I really know a whole lot of nothing about the story and about the books, so the graphic novels. So again, it's on my radar, but not one that I'll probably be getting to anytime soon.
Right. But yeah, I mean, it looks intriguing, but I will probably not be watching it. However, that is the contrary to the movie side of things. The Bruce Springsteen biopic, we were talking a little bit about it yesterday. They gave us a teaser, but Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere trailer has dropped with Jeremy Allen White as Bruce Springsteen. What are your thoughts on this? Are you a Jeremy Allen White fan? Are you a Bruce Springsteen fan? Are you excited for this? Are you not at all excited for this?
I am a fan of both. I feel really bad, but when I first heard that he was cast, I was like, nope, don't like that. Don't think that fits. Now seeing this trailer, still feel the same way. Don't like it. Don't think it fits. Doesn't look like him. Doesn't sound like him. The trailer, quite frankly, was like kind of depressing. So I'm hoping that we get another trailer before the release. Again, I'm still going to see the film. I want to give it a chance. I do like, musical biopics. And again, I like both the actor and the artist, but this is so far, it's a big miss for me. It's a big disappointment at this point.
That's interesting. Because I heard about this, I'm like, oh, it's just another generic music biopic. When I heard Jeremy Allen White was cast, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I don't think, the people involved need to look exactly if they sound like that. I was surprised by the vocals, because I was surprised with how good they sounded, and the fact that Jeremy Allen White is singing is a big
I also
plus
disagree
for me.
with that too. I didn't think the vocals sounded good at all. I liked nothing about this.
Yes, it is from the director who made Crazy Heart, which got Jeff Bridges his first and I think only Oscar. But I think the vocals sounded quite good, and I think here's the thing: I'd rather have like okay to decent vocals that are actually sung by the actor than just dropping everything and it's just the original tracks. Like, I'd rather have that.
Yeah. No, I agree. For me, it really did nothing for me. So again, I'm still going to see it. I'm still giving it its chance. I'm still going to go in there hopeful, but as of right now, this was a miss for me.
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of hopefully in a better music biopic. It's just like for every like something like A Complete Unknown, we get like a Bob Marley One Love. So I hope this is one of the better music biopics. So that's my only hope, that it's one of the better ones. But I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I'm going to be first in line. This is the greatest thing ever. I'm just like, I expected not a ton, and I got a pretty good trailer. So
I mean, I'm still gonna I'll recommend, if you guys like Bruce Springsteen's music, go see Blinded by the Light. That movie was incredible and really touching. So I would say if you like his music and you want a nice heartfelt story, go see that one instead. But this one for me, I'm withholding my judgment until I see it at this point.
But I agree with Caleb. Watch Love and Mercy. That is easily the best music biopic that we've probably ever gotten. So great stuff. And considering that Brian Wilson just passed, I would say go and watch that one. There is a Kiss movie coming out. I forget what it's called, but I know Nick Jonas is playing Paul Stanley.
Which is
curious
so
about that
weird.
It's weird, but I'm curious about it. And obviously, if we're talking about music biopic parodies, Walk Hard and Weird the Al Yankovic Story, both of those absolutely hilarious movies. I've seen bits. I haven't seen the entirety of Walk Hard. I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen, like I saw, like, what are you doing in here? We're smoking the devil's lettuce. It's not a gateway. And it's just like the whole thing with Tim Meadows, like smoking pot. Great scene. And then I just rewatched Weird the Al Yankovic Story.
So good.
A couple weeks ago, and it's still like it's so fun. That is like one of the best, like, because it's just so it perfectly represents everything and like all the things why people love Weird Al. So
yeah, I
would say go watch both of those if you're sick of these shitty music biopics instead of this. So yeah,
and also the upcoming
trailer,
and also the upcoming Kiss movie is called Shout It Out Loud.
Shout It Out. I knew it was, because it's like their name, one of the names of the members, or a song title. It's like always one of the three or a combination of them. But there's one more news story that I did want to get into before we get into the quick hits. And that is from Michael Shanks himself, not the guy from Stargate. I know Dan gets excited for that for a hot sec, but no, different guy. But we have been talking about an ongoing news story in regards to a producers, I believe, of a very, 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 very tiny indie movie called Better Half, I think it was. And they were trying to sue Michael Shanks and Together, this film, over copyright, that they stole the idea from them, and that they took the idea and they went off and did it. So Michael Shanks finally came out and said, yeah, hey, that's actually kind of horseshit. And he actually delivered this really, like, very personal, like, story in regards to that. And he was talking about how, I'm not going to read the whole thing. You guys can go read it. It's on Neon's Instagram. But he's essentially talking about how
he breaks down the timeline, essentially.
He breaks down the timeline,
and that everything is documented, that there is a paper trail for every statement that he's made in regards to, like, this is completely my work, this is original, I've not taken it from anywhere else, and I've got all the receipts to prove it, so, like, don't even try it. Yeah.
But yeah, so it starts off with something more personal, like, it's about, like, relationship with my wife and how I wanted to be a musician, trauma, and, losing my father, and how I put a lot of myself into this movie. And we get into, obviously, I had a first draft in 2019, which predates Better Half by 4 years, and he was trying to get it together, and so his agent introduced him to Dave Franco. They were trying to get off the ground. Then Alison Brie came in, and they all pitched together. So in terms of the idea of, Dave Franco and Alison Brie getting pitched the idea of Better Half, them not agreeing to it, and then going to this movie, maybe this was pitched to them first, and they just didn't like how the Better Half movie did it, and then maybe they went back to this one. Maybe the producers of Better Half are lying, and they said Dave Franco and Alison Brie were never approached. Obviously, he doesn't touch upon that here. So we don't know, like, it's a hearsay kind of thing, but Michael Shanks did finally say, this is bullshit, that I'm now accused of stealing the story when this was a very personal project for me, and also shut the fuck up. Here's the goddamn
go
receipt.
fuck yourself.
So
yeah.
I wanted to clarify that because Together as a movie, I'm very excited about. I like the actors involved, and I also love the idea of like the little guy of like Neon, of like this guy had this very personal story and wanted to showcase it.
Yeah.
And he's, showcasing all these ideas that happen in his own life into this movie. So yeah,
and it's a bummer because I would really like to see this film, especially now, given how passionate he is and what this means to him. But I don't know if I can continue to do body horror thing. It's just not for me. And like the trailer is hard enough for me to digest. I'm like, I don't know if I can do 2 hours of that, but hey, I hope it makes a boatload of money, and I hope everybody goes out and sees it. So.
Yeah, I mean, Neon is on a good track. I mean, obviously they just won an Academy Award a couple months ago. I say
I know
this year for last year's
season
movie.
Award season.
Life of Chuck was an amazing movie. Neon,
incredible.
Neon, it just seems to be they've been pumping out hits. And so I hope this is another hit from them.
Yeah. And I like Neon always picks some really interesting stories too. Neon is one to watch. I love Neon.
I feel like it's like the trifecta of like A24, Neon, and probably Bleecker Street is probably the other one that's like a really good, like smaller indie. Although Focus Features is a part of a bigger company, but it's like still kind of smaller. But if we're talking about like the super small stuff,
A24 is great. Yeah.
I mean, all of them have made bad movies, but like I feel like when they distribute good shit, it's fucking good. So I think that overshadows more so the bad kind of pretentious stuff that they do.
Summit used to be like that. Summit was doing a lot of really unique things, and then they got into like the YA like book adaptations, and it was like, oh, okay, this is our wheelhouse now. So,
I have no idea. But yes, Caleb, I wasn't.
I know.
I will say I'm curious about Eddington. I'm not holding my breath.
I'm looking forward to Eddington. That looks intense. If anything, it's probably going to make me leave. Like, I'm probably going to leave the theater and be like, I don't want to go outside for a couple of days. So that's probably how I'm going to feel after watching Eddington.
So yeah. But I did want to showcase this because I stumbled upon this, and I'm excited for the movie. Horror guy, so I gotta talk about it. So
yeah, man.
Way to go, Michael Shanks, being like, shut the fuck up. That would be like
receipts.
Shut the fuck up. Like, hold on the receipt.
Always have a paper trail, gang. If I leave you with nothing else in life, always leave a paper.
Always have a paper trail. Or if you want to get away with something, don't have a paper trail. But now we get into the quick hits, guys. Let's get that bossa nova elevator music pumping and really get into this. Now, we swear it will be quick. I swear it. We'll actually try to make this quick. Start the timer, guy. We're going to get into this, and it's going to be quick. Caleb, start the timer. Let's go. So first things first, F1 stars Brad Pitt and Damon Idris drove 6,000 miles in real race cars. It was the most exhilarating feeling in the world. Thoughts on this? And do you think this betters your excitement for F1? If so,
I mean, I'm already excited for it, and hey, good for them.
hell yeah. That's awesome. I mean, it's just like, I guess we can go in like race cars that go like 300 miles an hour. I guess we can do that for them, and then just like have the most fun like a 5-year-old.
I would vomit within the first 5 minutes, but you know what?
Worth it.
More power to them.
But next thing. Apparently, there's a rumor mill for the upcoming Legend of Zelda film, but the search for them has begun. Nobody yet, but they're apparently seeking actors 16 to 23. Now, I know Miss Hunter Schafer has been a big proponent for Zelda, but she might be aging out of who they want. But this is only a rumor. Do you believe this? And does this intrigue you in any way, or have any major thoughts on this?
No, but I could give a gosh darn about any of this.
Okay, cool. Next up, apparently 2 huge new characters just joined Dune 3's Atreides family. Spoiler alert, it's, the children of Dune, which is gonna be featured in Dune Messiah, and then Children of Dune. So it is going to be the children of Paul
Atreides.
Paul Atreides. I forget who the kids are named, but they look like typical Gen Z skibbity riz motherfuckers. I'm excited for Dune Messiah. After Dune Part 2 actually impressed me after the very disappointing Part 1, I'm actually excited for Dune Messiah.
I like both films. Yep.
But you pumped for Part 3 or Dune Messiah?
Yeah, dude.
It says Part 3 there, but it's going to be... Villeneuve confirmed it's going to be called Dune Messiah. So, just that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm pumped for it. I've never read the books, and I also have not watched Dune Prophecy, even though I was at the panel at Comic-Con. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Hooray! And Anya Taylor-Joy is going to join the cast. So cool.
Hell yeah. But apparently, maybe the Academy still has standards. Apparently, Academy members cringe as Star Wars boss Kathleen Kennedy lobbies for Bob Iger to receive an honorary Oscar.
Why? Good for
thoughts on this?
No. You don't get an award for owning everything. No, please. I'll give an award to A before I give an award to this fucking guy. No.
Preaching to the choir. You don't gotta say anything for me. But sticking with the Oscar thing, Tom Cruise, Dolly Parton, Debbie Allen, and Wynn Thomas to be presented honorary Oscars.
That's all right. I'm fine with all of that.
Dolly Parton and Tom Cruise. Hell yeah! I don't know who the other 2 people are.
You know who Debbie Allen is, but anyway, no, they've done the work. Good for them. Good for them. They deserve it.
Dolly Parton is goated. Tom Cruise, not quite as goated, but still goated.
There should be statues of Dolly in every state, every country across this grand land that we call home. Yes. I am completely fine with all of this. Good for them.
Dolly's awesome. I think we can all agree on that one. But next up, speaking of Tom Cruise, Top Gun 3 gets key script update as director teases ambitious story. But Joseph Kosinski was saying, it's a big idea that I spent almost a year developing, working with some friends at the Navy and Lockheed. It was about coming up with an idea that, again, felt like a new challenge, something that opens up the story in a way you just can't let go. And I think the idea is so ambitious. That's what's exciting to me. And does that make you more excited for Top Gun 3?
No, I don't care. I'll watch it regardless. I don't give a shit.
Everybody,
like, I don't need any of this crap to get me interested in a film. Like, tell me who's in it, give me a good trailer, I'll be there. So I don't care.
Okay. Hey, blame Dan. He's the one that fucking put all these links together. Anyway, going from high American values to across the pond with BritBox, greenlighting contemporary adaptation of Agatha Christie's Tommy and Tuppence. Thoughts?
I love Agatha Christie. So cool. I subscribe to BritBox. I usually use it to watch Keeping Up Appearances like every 6 months. But hey, maybe I'll get to this. Probably won't unless you donate your hard-earned dollars to get Lizz out of her job for a year. But yeah, good for them.
Cool.
I'm just gonna
Another
start this
BritBox
campaign
thing.
now.
But apparently another GOAT, Richard E. Grant,
Yes,
and
Rich!
Ruth Jones to star in The Other Bennett Sister for BBC BritBox. Thoughts?
Love Richard, so cool. I love Ruth Jones as well. I just watched Gavin and Stacey, which is incredible. If you guys have never seen it, please watch it. It's so wonderful. It's so beautiful. So yeah, cool, awesome. Again, I have BritBox. Will I get to this? Only if you contribute $1 a day.
You need to start a Patreon or an OnlyFans, one of the two.
I really do need to start a Patreon. Yeah. One of these days. I don't know how things work, you guys.
But next up, Die My Love, Mubi's big $24 million con buy lands fall release date. Thoughts on this?
I love our Pats. I love Jennifer Lawrence. So cool. Very exciting for this. I will see it.
Maybe I'll see it if I see a good trailer. But next up, Cineverse sets U.S. release dates for horror reboots Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Return to Silent Hill. Are you aware of either of these, and do you want to see them? Because I know you're not a big horror fan, but I'm still curious anyway.
I'm aware of them. I'll not be seeing any of them. John, you enjoy.
Why do I need to calm down? Have I been yelling? Have I been screaming?
I'm not sure what Caleb's referring to on that one, but
okay.
I'm sure we
anyway.
can reference it later on in the future. There'll be a need for that comment.
But I'm excited. I love the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think the first remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night, just called Silent Night, kind of sucked donkey dicks. And I'm not a huge Silent Hill fan. I know a little bit about it, but I haven't seen any of the movies. I haven't played any of the games.
That's surprising.
I know. I'm not really a horror game guy. I'm more of a horror movie guy. I've tried to get into horror games. I don't really. I dabbled in a couple, but I think it's because when you're invested in something,
I don't even like Minecraft
when
it's in
it's
I don't even like Minecraft when the zombies come out and stuff. So I stick
I keep
Minecraft in creator
I will
mode,
say the one thing I have now is 7 Days to Die. I haven't really been playing it because they're planning an update in a couple weeks that's gonna make my server obsolete, which kind of blows. But that's the most horror-esque game I've into. But it's not really it's more survivalist than horrific, unless you start getting hit by a zombie and you're like, oh shit. But I think it's go. Maybe I'll go. I know the original Silent Hill movie, not the sequel. The sequel was really bad. The first Silent Hill movie I heard was actually pretty good comparatively in terms of video game adaptations. So maybe Return to Silent Hill. They got Pyramid Head there. Maybe it'll be good, but I'm excited for the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night because I like Roman Campbell. I know everyone hates him now because of Halloween Ends, but I think he's a pretty good actor. I thought he was really funny in The Monkey, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, hell yeah. The penultimate thing to talk about is Catherine Bigelow's A House of Dynamite to debut in theaters and Netflix this fall. Great to see Catherine Bigelow's name coming up again. Such a great talent. Thoughts on this?
I also love Catherine Bigelow. I'll admit I have not seen everything that she's been a part of, but this sounds pretty awesome, so I'll be looking forward to it for sure.
Awesome. So we do have one more thing. Unfortunately, it is part of the quickets, but I do have to turn off the music for this one. But we're turning off the music early because I did really want to talk about this. It was kind of a news story, but I'm not going to have a ton of thoughts to say. But it is your boy Alex Garland talking about the new Elden Ring adaptation. And since we're just talking about Silent Hill, so hell yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys this because it's good. So we'll get into this now.
I do want to talk a little bit about Elden Ring.
I'm not going to say anything about it.
I just wondered if there was a boss that you've had particular trouble beating. Radahn was actually really difficult for me.
Radahn's really easy. I thought Radahn was quite easy because as long as you sort of activated the people who can assist you in that fight, they get on with fighting him and then you just they take off with whatever it is, half of his energy, and you finish him off. It's all about activating those little summon signs dotted around. No, it's Millennia. It's the tough one. I'm now on the 7th playthrough of that game. I've leveled up. I've got lots of juice and cool sword and stuff like that. And I just throw myself at them again and again and again and again. That was the technique I learned with Dark Souls. It's not that you get better. It's more like monkeys and typewriters. You just keep doing it, and eventually one day they're dead.
I want like him and Henry Cavill to play together.
There's hope, guys. There is, in fact, hope for the video game adaptation. So I'm sure, all you
naysayers,
Elden Ring fans watching this, get pumped for that, because unlike Ronald D. fucking Moore, who played God of War for 15 minutes and then stopped, yet is making an entire fucking show about it, Alex Garland is like,
Ron makes good shows, though. But Ron makes good shows.
Ron Moore makes great shows, but I have no hope in God of War. And since Outlander has sucked for the past 3 seasons, I gave up. I'm like, so there is that.
Outlander was another one I fell off. Like after season 5, I stopped watching. I feel bad. I love Outlander.
Don't discourage me, Dan, because if For All Mankind starts sucking, I'm blaming you, and I better get like a fucking good pay cut for that, because goddamn, if For All Mankind starts sucking, I'm gonna be bad.
One of these days I'll get to that too. Again, $1 a day.
But that is it for Quick Hits. I did want to talk about that just obviously like super quickly, because I think we did good, but it's just like it's the idea of like, if you're adapting something, respect the source material. And the fact that he has played Elden Ring 7 times.
Wild. Good for him.
I'll forgive you for Men, Alex Garland. Men sucked, but like, Warfare was amazing and Civil War was amazing. So I'm pretty sure that this man is all but forgiven. Like, you're good.
Did I see
that? A man giving birth 4 times in the climax of a movie? Sure, whatever. You did good. Yes, that is the actual climax of the movie. I don't care. I spoiled it because it's a terrible movie. Anyway.
I wanted to see that movie and I just never got to it, but okay.
Don't. Technically there was a Tetris movie, but just like about how Tetris got made rather than the game Tetris. But like, but yeah, love it. Love to see it. But we're now getting into your favorite time of the show. That's MCU Weekly. I gotta find where's the banner for this. There we go. Hi. Thanks for watching Quick Hits. And now we're going into MCU Weekly. Hello. I'm John. Nice to see you again. We're in it for MCU Weekly now. And then here's Liz. Liz for MCU Weekly. We have to reintroduce ourselves because Dan likes us to do this for some reason. It helps with algorithms.
Whatever he needs for the edit, it's all good, Dan. We're here for you.
Anyway, so moving on to the first story and the best story, because it involves Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's the best Marvel hero. So Spider-Man Brand New Day, apparently the production update squashes. I see we did their squash bug. Fan concerns. Apparently the Spider-Man 4 ball is officially rolling toward its July 2026 release. Does this get you excited, or are you like, no, this is going to be terrible because
no, I love all the Superman films. Spider-Man films.
That's for later.
Yeah. So no, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. But I think also, yes, the Tetris movie was very, very good. It's one of the few Apple movies that was really fucking good. So yeah, go watch it. But yeah, I think this is great to see. I'm so cautious about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I just hope it continues the stuff they started with with No Way Home, grounded Spider-Man, has no one, is completely miserable. That's how we love to see Spider-Man. Just a complete miserable sack of shit. That's just, what we want to see. What we want to see right here. But I'm not really excited about a ton of Marvel projects in the coming years, but Spider-Man usually I'll go see Spider-Man. Even though I hated Homecoming and I didn't really care for Far From Home, I thought No Way Home was definitely a vast improvement. Not a perfect movie, but it definitely was the first time where I was like, oh, Tom Holland he actually feels like Spider-Man here. So that's great to see. I'm just kind of on the fence, even though I don't think John Watts was the right person for the job here. I don't know about Destin Daniel Cretton. I have not seen any of his indie work. I have not seen Shang-Chi. I have not seen any of the TV shows he's worked on. So I'm a little unsure. And it's Marvel. They like to do dumb shit all the time. So I'm nervous. I just want it to be good so badly. So
yeah. I mean, I like Shang-Chi. I know a lot of people didn't even bother giving it a chance, so that's why it did so horribly. But I think if they're able, again, we know he's going to show up in Doom. So, again, I like all the Spider-Man iterations, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. But I just hope they stay the course. And make Sydney Sweeney Black Cat, goddammit. Just, it's right there. It's in the stars. Like, just stop being fucking pussies and just do it. I understand she was in another universe. She was in Madam Web. Movie sucked. I got it. She was Sabrina Carpenter for 2 seconds. But, we can move on. We can all move on from Madam Web. Just, for the love of God, make her fucking Black Cat. That's all we want to see. That's all we want to. If you're going to include Black Cat, just make it Sydney Sweeney. That's all we ask. Anyway, I hope Paul jumps off a bridge because fuck that guy. Fuck Paul. Paul deserves to die. Anyway, but we move on from Spider-Man to apparently Avengers stuff. Apparently a second house is set to be built for Avengers Doomsday at Windsor Great Park. It is named after Annie Reynolds, Sentry's mother, and will feature something related to the Void. So it definitely has something with Sentry's backstory. Yeah. Apparently, our boy at Unbox PhD got us some pictures here of the little tiny house here. So we're getting Sentry's backstory now. I know you really like Thunderbolts, not as much as other people, but I know you still really liked it. Does this intrigue you about Avengers, or are you just like, I don't really care?
No. You could have taken a picture of anybody's house on a back dirt road, and it's not going to wet my whistle. Like, okay. I'm so disappointed in the marketing so far. I'm going to see the film. I hope the film blows me away. I'm excited for the film, but every bit of news that they put forth, I could give a good gosh darn. It's such a waste of my time. It's not even funny right now.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir here. I can't be excited for this at all. And it's just like, okay, we're getting some stuff about Sentry's backstory, which cool, I guess. Meh. Sorry,
whatever.
But meh.
Whatever. Yeah.
Can't really get excited for that, guys. I'm sorry. I know there's not I know people want us to talk endlessly about this, but kind of just not really feeling it. So
waste my time.
That's just how it'd be. But speaking of Thunderbolts, we are going to move on to the next thing. Apparently, now that it has officially ended its run, Marvel Studios Thunderbolts is going to join Marvel's 10 lowest grossing movies of all time.
Yeesh. And where is it on the list exactly? How high, how low is it on the list? I mean, I felt like their marketing was really good. I'm surprised that nobody went to see it. I literally just grabbed my movie poster from my local theater. I'm getting that framed this week. I'm so excited about it, the Wheaties box. But I mean, okay, again, it doesn't surprise me. I think people are in the process of, they're dealing with Marvel fatigue. So I'm not shocked by this exactly, but I feel bad. It is disappointing because they made a valiant effort with this film. It's just, it didn't hit, unfortunately.
But apparently, Thunderbolts is expected to finish its theatrical run tenure far short of the 519.3 million it would need to beat Ant-Man and land on the MCU's 10 lowest grossing movies of all time. And here are the 10 lowest grossing movies, MCU movies of all time, excluding Thunderbolts, as its theatrical run is still incomplete. So number 10 is Ant-Man. That's unsurprising. It's a nothing character, and the movie kind of sucked. Speaking of Ant-Man and Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania,
I also didn't hate this one. I was really surprised by how much hate this one got, but okay.
Then you have Thor, which makes sense. Thor was not a very well-known character.
They did him dirty with those eyebrows too. Those eyebrows are terrible.
Yeah, I will say that's probably the worst thing about the movie is those goddamn eyebrows. And then also not surprising because it was post Endgame.
Makes me sad.
I mean, like, he's gonna.
I liked it. I like Shang-Chi. I like it.
The man is doing well for himself. He's gonna be in a fucking Avengers movie. That's like a once in a lifetime thing. I think he's doing fine.
Also, please watch Kim's Convenience on Netflix. It's a wonderful show. Please watch Kim's Convenience.
It makes sense. It was like 2021. It was post Endgame. We were kind of getting over lockdown, so this makes sense as to why it didn't make a ton of money at the box office.
For sure.
So, shame. And then Brave New World, that just finished, and apparently not very good. So,
I'm shocked that one's not lower on the list, honestly.
Eternals, again.
How is Shang-Chi lower than Eternals? Oh, it's so sad. It makes me sad.
Shang-Chi made more than Eternals. This is
I
most
gotcha. Okay,
money
I get
to least amount of money.
Now, see, you guys, I'm not a math person, you know that.
But Eternals made 402.1 million at the box office. The artsy fartsy MCU movie with a sex scene.
Madam Web's not number one, god damn it. I'll tell you what.
Next up is Black Widow. Makes perfect sense. Again, it was 2021.
Black Widow. What a shame.
It was,
they didn't market it worth a damn though. Yeah. They really didn't market it worth a damn.
It was like COVID lockdown and all that. That's why it very much failed. And then it's like it's pretty much either phase one stuff that they didn't have huge names yet, like it was not the MCU wasn't what it is now, or it's like post Endgame stuff and everything that like kind of sucked after that. Incredible Hulk, that makes sense. That was barely like MCU, so of course. And then the Marvels was the biggest bomb of the MCU.
Heaven forbid women carry a movie. Or maybe. Terrible.
Or maybe.
Terrible. I liked it. I love the Marvels. You guys are mean.
Here's the thing. Maybe the movie just sucked.
It wasn't the worst. It had cast.
I'm just saying it didn't even meet.
Can you go back? What was number 2? I was talking in the chat. What was number 2 before that?
Number 2 was Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay.
It did make some money, but this is the only one that like actively lost money.
Yeah, I've still never seen any of those. What is that? And the Marvels, I feel like they marketed pretty good too. They had a whole, especially in the theaters, they had a lot of really interesting like mystery things that you could buy that I know that the people that actually worked at the theater were like obsessed with. So what a bummer. Oh well. Well.
I mean, I never saw it. In terms of any of these, I never saw the Marvels. The Incredible Hulk is one of the most underrated MCU movies of all time. It's in my pretty sure top 5, top 7. First Avenger, great, but the thing is, this had a pretty low budget for the time in comparison.
Yeah,
but again, it was phase one.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah.
Black Widow was okay. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did, but I thought it was fine. It was like okay. Like I don't have this like huge hate boner for it like a lot of other people do. Eternals, I never saw. Brave New World, I never saw. Shang-Chi, I never saw. Thor, great. I love Thor. I love all the Phase 1 movies except Iron Man 2.
I think you should watch of those. I think you should watch Shang-Chi. I tried really hard to give Eternals a chance. I didn't hate it, but we needed more backstory. We needed more context. If anything, they should have just they should have, if any, they should have made it a show, quite frankly. But yeah, I love Paul Rudd. I met the man. He's a wonderful man. So I'm always going to support.
I mean, Ron is saying don't watch the Marvels, and I'm like, all right.
Whatever, Ron, whatever. But I watched the Miss Marvel TV show beforehand too, so I think that's also a big difference, is that people need to watch Captain Marvel. They need to watch the Miss Marvel TV show before they can care.
Correct. Edgar Wright's Ant-Man would have been amazing, but unfortunately Marvel didn't want to make good moves, so we got Peyton Reed's Ant-Man. But yeah, Thor was albino in the first movie.
Oh, they did him so dirty. They really
It was
did.
like Ciri in The Witcher season 1 to make her look younger. They gave her those bleached eyebrows, and then for season 2, she's like, "I'm not bleaching my fucking eyebrows again. I look like an idiot." They're like,
for
okay.
real. It's not a good look, gang. I know Gaga's done it. I know Kendall Jenner's done it. Don't bleach your eyebrows, people. Okay, that's all I can say.
Yeah. But if you want to, you can bleach your asshole if you want.
But definitely fix your teeth. I'm gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, game of cameos. I kind of agree. That is fair, Ron. And I also agree with Caleb. Thor 4 was awful and it made money. That's true. Sometimes the shittiest of the shit make money. Sometimes
Christian Bale was in it, so.
Yeah, and it was completely and utterly fucking wasted. Thanks, Taika Waititties. Anyway. But, yes.
Bleach your beard, John. No, please don't. No one needs that.
No, that would look terrible. No. Who's Peyton Reeves? It's Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed is the guy who's done all the Ant-Man movies. Fun fact, he was the guy who originally pitched the 1960s-centric Fantastic Four movie all the way back in 2001. So I bet he was like fucking pissed when they're like, okay, we're doing Fantastic Four. After we got rid of John Watts, we're doing a retro-futuristic 1960s Fantastic Four movie. I bet Peyton Reed was like, motherfucker, I said this like 20 years ago. Come on. He actually had some good ideas, I will admit that, for that movie. That's exactly what happened. They were like, oh my God, the guy who did Thor Ragnarok's doing Thor 4? Okay. And then everyone's like, oh, that was bad.
It was an attempt at a film.
It was not a film. I don't think it was a movie. It was just a series of images.
A fever dream.
It was nothing. To me, it was just a series of images. That's like the most I can give it as a thing. But let's not talk about Marvel's worst.
Lived to tell the tale.
Let's move on to bigger and better things. But speaking of Thunderbolts, apparently it is going to be available on digital July 1st, and you can own it on Blu-ray July 29th. Are you going to be buying it on digital,
nope.
Liz,
nope.
or buying it on Blu-ray? Sorry.
Not one for the collection, unfortunately. But everyone worked real hard. They worked real hard. They tried.
That's okay. Yep. Ron, no. So, but yeah, I mean, for all the people that really love Thunderbolts and thought it was like the best thing ever, it's 2025. Thunderbolts.
I really
is the best
don't
thing
believe
since Endgame.
Anyone thought it was the best thing ever. I'm sick of hearing.
There were a
it was the best
lot of
thing
people
since
that
Endgame.
loved this movie.
Listen, it's one of the more entertaining ones since Endgame, but it's not the best thing since Endgame. It's just.
What do you think the best movie since Endgame is? I'm curious. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm genuinely curious.
No, that's fair. I don't know. I don't think nothing for me has topped Endgame yet. Again, I saw Endgame in the theater.
No, not even times, I'm not saying tops like Endgame.
I would say this is probably the most entertaining one we've gotten, but it still missed the mark for me in certain places. So
gotcha.
It's at times this did kind of come along as a try hard at certain times, which was a bummer. But again, they they made an attempt, so we'll see.
Yeah, Guardians 3 is definitely
Guardians,
up there.
Guardians is so good. After I saw the first Guardians film, that's when my name went to Elizabeth Marvel. So Guardians is still also, top tier. That trilogy is great. But Guardians Volume 3 probably better, but I didn't see that one multiple times in theaters either. That still didn't live up to the other two films, in my opinion. But
but yeah,
again, I have the Wheaties movie poster. I'm hanging it on my wall at the end of this week after I get it framed. So
but that is it for like before the big thing in regards to MCU stuff. We're gonna be getting into Fantastic Four stuff, but first things first, before we get into Fantastic Four stuff, we have to get into Pedro Pascal specifically, and we got to talk about Pedro number 5. We got to talk about our lookalike, and I will say here he doesn't look like Pedro Pascal. Like back when
you guys, you need to go and find the clips, just the clips on TikTok of the actual contest, and you will swear that is Pedro Pascal.
Yes,
so for weeks, I was like, oh, Pedro showed up to the competition. That's cool. It's wild. It's wild. It's hilarious. But also, I don't know if you were getting there, John. I apologize.
No, you're good. You got. We were just talking about this yesterday.
This guy works on the Daily Show.
Yeah, we were just. Yeah, this is exactly what it is.
In an interesting twist. And the funniest part was he was like, apparently you were supposed to sign up in advance. I didn't. I just showed up and said, hey, and they were like, yeah, you're in the competition for sure. Like,
I will say, like, in terms
from the
of
side, he looks just like him from the side.
He does. I would say he needs to he needs to put some like Just for Men in like his hair a little bit.
I think he did for the competition, but he had washed it out. But because he said he had a friend who was a stylist that helped him put the look together. But this is still, I really, first of all, what we know about Pedro Pascal, his wife is absolutely going to meet this man. Like, Pedro is such a good guy. He's going to make it happen. I'm sure he was tickled by this story. So it's happening. So I love everything about this. This was the feel-good story we needed.
A lighting guy on the fucking Daily Show is just, and he brought him out. Like, this is where it's from. Like, Jon Stewart brought him out onto the Daily Show. And speaking of Jon Stewart, we will get into that later on. But I just think this is really funny, and this is just really, really, really funny. Like, it's there. I will say his eyes are a little bit closer together. His jawline.
Now, if you see it from the 3/4 or from the side profile, you guys will see it. Again, I wish we had the clip from the actual competition, because it's so funny. It's just so funny. Sorry.
All right. But yeah, just like a thing before we get into like the real nitty gritty of the Fantastic Four stuff, which we will get into now. But apparently, the Fantastic Four First Steps revealed first footage of of another villain featured in the film, and apparently they unveiled an exciting fourth major villain. I don't know who the third one is, because they have, I guess it would be Galactus, Silver Surfer, this. I don't know who the fourth would be. Let me know in the comments. But apparently they did, another villain appeared, Giganto, who was in a very important, he was the one that was, on the cover of the original comic that introduced the Fantastic Four. That was the first villain they fought. And this was promoting the partnership with Little Caesars, and we will get to that soon enough. And so, yeah, thoughts on this? But apparently the confirmed villains, and this is here he is in that the Fantastic Four #1. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not familiar with this. Again, as you guys know, I'm really not familiar with a whole lot. So cool. I think it's good to add additional characters to the mix. Like I said, I appreciate when they throw in characters that we've not seen before. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got my ticket already. Steven asked if you got a ticket, John. I don't think you did for Fantastic Four. You
Don't
did.
think so.
Very exciting.
Come on
Very
now.
exciting.
I got my Amazon Prime Superman tickets. I got my Superman tickets
too.
to see with my family, and then I got the Fantastic Four tickets on opening day. Got all three of those.
We're all ready to go. Yay.
Because it's like I want to see the movie, but because like that shit's probably gonna get sold out. So I'm like, you know what? I never get advance tickets because it's like, one, because movie theaters are dying, so like not a ton of people are going to see it. But like, I'm not taking a chance with these big movies. Same thing. I didn't take a chance with Super Mario Brothers. I didn't take a chance with Across the Spider-Verse and
fair.
A couple other movies where I've gotten advance tickets for them. I'm like, I don't usually get it, but when it like come like hell, I didn't even get advance tickets for Mission Impossible, and that was like, oh, it's the final movie, so that I didn't even get it for that. So yeah.
Ooh, double yawn. Whoops. Sorry, gang.
But Ron, he looks dumber than the kaiju. I will say this is for a pizza commercial, so I don't know if this was invented for the pizza commercial or if this was from the movie. If this is from the movie, this
I mean that the car is in it. The car, I don't know.
If this is for the pizza commercial, okay, that's fine. But if this is a clip from the movie that they integrated their own footage of like the pizza guy getting taken,
we're gonna have problems.
This is fucking bad.
Yeah, it looks like a Muppet. Yeah,
bad.
Yeah,
this is like some of the worst CGI I have seen in a while. If this is from the movie, this is a fucking problem. This is fucking bad. Like somebody choked. I remember in one of the servers I was in, they grabbed the Clayface Lego minifigure, and they're like, Giganto in Fantastic Four First Steps 2025. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of does look like the Clayface Lego minifigure.
A little bit. To me, he looks like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when the not the most recent one, but the last couple of live action ones, the ones that had Will Arnett in them, that's what he looks like from this.
Honestly, that's giving it too much credit. The CGI looks better in the TMNT movies. Okay. If it's I didn't get to see the commercial, so if it's just for the commercial, then we're
I hope so. I did see that. I did.
If that's for the case, then cool. But like, if I'm just saying, because the way, to be fair, guys, to be fair, the way that this fucking thing, that this clickbaity fucking article was like propagating that this was going to be in the movie. So at least, give me that. All right.
That's also, that's a horrible shot too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, that is not great, but yeah, Galactus.
I'll tell you what, though, the commercial did its job. I have a Little Caesars around my theater, and I haven't been to one in probably 20 years. And now I'm like, you know what? Let me give them another chance. I haven't been to Little Caesars in a while.
So, I mean, okay. And like, this is such a, damn, why the fuck did you get this article? This is like heavily clickbaity because it's like, they're like, oh, Mole Man and Red Ghost are confirmed for the villain. And then it says John Malkovich is rumored. Like, guys, like this ain't, they're not even trying. So anyway, and here's the funny thing. Oh, there's 4 villains. Oh, the bonus is Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is a confirmed villain. That and Galactus. I know, like, there's the idea of Silver Surfer. They were forced to do it. They're not Tegu, all that shit. But like, Silver Surfer and Galactus are the only villains that are 100% confirmed for this movie. Giganto was only in the commercial. Then John Malkovich might be playing somebody, and then Mole Man might be played by Paul Walter Hauser. But like, that's like rumor mill stuff. That's not confirmed. But okay, fine, I'll play the clip through. But anyway. Okay. So it's for a Spanish commercial. And yeah, Giganto still looked like shit. So there you go. Deep dish pizza. What? What are you talking about? Who's doing whose voice? What are you talking about? I'm so confused right now. Anyway, but yeah, very dumb. But like Little Caesars is shit pizza anyway, so it's whatever. Who gives a flying? No, I don't admire fucking fast food pizza. Fuck fast food pizza. I only go to good pizza places. But yeah. Yeah, I would imagine that, but like, oof, that CGI is friggin' rough. Woof. If that's in the movie, not good. If it was just made for the commercial, I'll give it that. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, like, and then like tons of people laughing in the comments. Okay. I mean, to be fair, my friend is the pizza connoisseur, and he says Little Caesar sucks. So I believe him on that. But anyway, there it is. Yes, Lawrence Fishburne did the voice last time. I'm pretty sure Julie Gardner is doing the motion cap and the voice. So yeah. We don't have to worry about that. But anyway, let's move on from this ugly fucking thing. But yeah, this continues the whole Little Caesars thing. Devour Worlds, ha ha ha. Very funny, very cute. I'm just saying, like, who's the real winner here? Superman, Dairy Queen. Fantastic Four, Little Caesars. I think we know who won there. But anyway, are you eating a Blizzard right now? Or are you eating something else?
It's turned into a milkshake, but that's fine by me.
Is that the peanut butter one?
Mm-mm. This is the kitchen mashup? Something mashup?
Oh, everything but the kitchen sink thing.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one. I did I did show it on the show the other day, like a couple weeks ago. I did get the cake batter sugar cookie. It's not as sweet as you expected it to be. Okay. Like it's sweet, but not like overwhelmingly teeth hurting sweet. So I was thankful for that. But yeah. Gross, Little Caesar. Let's move on. But apparently Marvel has revealed the first ever Herbie toy from Fantastic Four First Steps. This cute little guy. Would you buy this, Liz? I know it's not a Funko Pop, but would you buy it?
I'm really disappointed in it. I was excited because I was like, oh, he's so cute. And they did absolutely nothing to the poor guy's face. The face is boring AF. It looks like crap. So no, I'm disappointed. If Funko does do one, I'll probably get that.
I think I know we did showcase that. I don't know if they did one for Herbie though. So apparently Hasbro's official product description mentions moving eyes and over 10 sound effects. Wow, 10.
They don't look like they move. That thing looks flat AF. That doesn't look like it does anything.
It's like it like spins. I think they spin.
Boring.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, look at that. Look how fucking great that is, and then look how fucking bland and boring that is.
What a bummer. Wah, wah.
Anyway, but yeah, not the best looking thing. Poor Fantastic Four. Anyway, but apparently, yeah, what the fuck is this? I don't even know what this shit even is. It's just like it's dancing. Dan, what shit are you fucking giving us right now? Like, damn. But apparently I think this is a commercial for the toy. But yeah, lame. And I think it was just a collaboration with some like.
Yeah, it was some dancey thing. It was pretty dumb.
Anyway, don't care. Pop-Tarts. Now I care about this.
So I've been seeing Pop-Tarts crop up everywhere. They're clearly a part of the movie. There's definitely some Pop-Tart references in the film. Maybe it's one of the characters' favorite meals or something.
Like showed up in like the early 60s, so that like kind of makes sense.
Maybe they do a commercial spot for Pop-Tarts in the film since they're like celebrity.
Yeah, that could be funny. And Wake Up Babe, new Fantastic Four just dropped. I mean, am I gonna eat these? I love Pop-Tarts. Clearly I love Pop-Tarts, but
John.
I like blue raspberry. I don't like fruity Pop-Tarts. I like, chocolate
dessert Pop-Tarts.
Desserty Pop-Tarts. So maybe I'll try them for the sake of it, but like
I do not care for them at all. I will not have any of these
cookies that Keebler did. Gross. But I will say I don't think anybody's ever gonna reach the Post Malone Oreo. I think that's safe to say. Like nothing will ever reach that height, that collaboration. But number 5. But the Pop-Tart commercials are weird these days. They have little cartoon Pop-Tarts asking you to toast them. Yeah.
Calm down, Pop-Tarts.
Well, yeah, everything is horrible for you, Ron. Everything that isn't a vegetable or
leaving your house is horrible for you. Staying in your house is horrible for you. Everything is bad. Everything is bad. So find the joy.
Everything is horrible for you.
Pop-Tarts makes you happy. Enjoy your Pop-Tarts. Okay. I'm not yucking anybody's yum anymore because we're all just trying to survive at this point. You know what I mean?
Anyway, yeah. And also, tiramisu Dunkin' Donuts are nice. I don't really like tiramisu.
I don't care for tiramisu or Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not a donut.
I thought you were just drinking Dunkin' Donuts.
I mean, I'm not a donut person. Yes, I will. I'll get Dunkin' tea any time of the week, but I'm just not a donut person.
Sacrilege. Anyway. Moving on to the next thing. Apparently,
I don't make sense as a bigger gal. I know I don't make sense.
Apparently they have
this shit is cool as
Fantastic Four First Steps, like hotel, which
it's the TWA. It's the TWA hotel that they have now done a themed Fantastic Four room for. The TWA hotel started. I don't know if it started because of Fantastic Four or because of the Marvelous Miss Maisel. But yeah, so now they've got these awesome themed rooms and you get some free from, I don't think it's free. I think the influencers get invited and they're given swag. Little schmucks like you and I aren't getting that crap for free. We're going to be spending some money, but it's awesome. That stuff's so cool. I want to go there. It's in New York, I believe.
Yeah, it's a part of the JFK airport or near there. But everyone knows that Peeps flavored Pepsi is healthy. Pop-Tarts, not all the time. Literally all my favorite Pop-Tarts flavors have not had fruit in them. Like I love cinnamon roll and cookies and cream and brown sugar and cinnamon and all that. Yeah, I like all that. I don't like the, but Maverick 7-7 Defender, do you think Chris Evans will cameo in the new Fantastic? No. Why the fuck would he do that? He's not going to even be in the new Avengers.
Oh, in the Fantastic Four movie? No, I'm sorry. I said yes, but no, not in the Fantastic Four movie. I still thoroughly believe that he's going to show up in Doomsday.
For all we know,
I know I'm the only one who believes that, but I truly believe he's coming back.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me. Obviously, they might be pulling an Andrew Garfield where he's like, I'm not in the movie, and then he's in the movie. It was Photoshop in the movie, so
No, I will die on this hill until the movie comes out.
No, I mean that makes sense. But moving on, yeah. So like here they have the whole like thing in regards to the whole like TWA.
I don't get this clip. I don't get who this dude is. I don't understand this part.
It's King Vader. I've heard the name before. I've seen his face, so I think this is him just like pumping up the movie.
I mean,
so
again, I would like to go check it out. I'd like to see this place. I love stuff like this. But I don't know who any of these influencers are, so clearly they're not good at their jobs. But hey, good for them.
Or we're just fucking old.
Hey, they got a ticket to the show and I didn't, so the fuck do I know? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, they showing off the TWA hotel, the room tour, another influencer, cool, great. Another influencer, awesome, great, don't fucking care. Let's get into fucking
I'm
DCU
with them.
Daily,
I'm going to take all of that crap home.
I would take all that shit too. I would bring fucking like bubble wrap with me so I could take the glasses with me. I would get newspapers.
I don't know about that, but any of the Fantastic Four, I really want that Thor t-shirt. I like that t-shirt a lot, so we'll see.
Enterprising, know what's up. Also, hello, Fiona. I know you showed up in the chat earlier. I forgot to say hello, so hello there. Yeah, that's it for MCU Weekly. kind of shit stories, Dan. Like, come on, step your game up.
Hey,
but,
news is news,
but
man.
thanks for watching the MCU Weekly. Don't worry, we still have DCU Daily. Not a ton for DC today, but hopefully better than fucking goddamn. Anyway, DC guys, hello, John. Nice to see you. DCU Daily time. Let's go. Then we got Lizz. Hello. There we go. DCU Daily time. Let's do it. But first things first, we are going to be talking about Lanterns stuff, actually. And very good photoshopped image right there. But first things first, we have Aaron Pierre. I said we were going to be talking Jon Stewart. And we're talking Jon Stewart.
I mean, my God, look at that arm right there. Holy cow.
Aaron Pierre speaks on recovering from his tendon completely detaching from his bone 1 month before being cast as DCU's Jon Stewart. Sweet baby Jesus.
Gotta hurt, baby.
So in September 2020, and here's his workout routine. In September 2024, my tendon completely detached from the bone. This injury required surgery. I was cast as Jon Stewart in October 2024. Production was set to commence in February 2025, which lines up with what we've been talking about the last few months. Here is a little insight into my road to recovery, which happened to align with my journey to becoming Jon Stewart. If nothing else, I hope this can inspire. We can't wait to share Lanterns with you in brightest day, in blackest night. Yet, like, here he is, Aaron Pierre, being goated, the man for the job. Again, like another fan casting that has become that. And James was like, I didn't do fan casting shit. I just like, this dude is like fucking great. So let's do it. So we're all stoked to see him finally be part of the DCU after people have been campaigning it 4 years. So yeah. Aaron Pierre rocking it. He was great in Rebel Ridge. He was great in Krypton. Thank God he's not going to be in that Blade movie. That'll never happen. He's part of the House of DC. We'll treat you better than the shit fucks down the street, Aaron. We will. Jon Stewart getting yoked. I mean, yeah. I mean, have you seen him? He already has green light. Yeah, he does those very, very beautiful eyes of his. And thanks, Dan. Hey, Dan. So he is doing all the work to cover it up with a super suit, shaking my. Well, we'll see how it looks.
At least it doesn't need to get padded. It doesn't have to be padded now. So,
well, maybe, the showrunners of Lanterns will not agree with James Gunn's view on costumes, and they'll do their own thing. And maybe we'll get some of those more muscular looking outfits with that. So, maybe. That's true. There's only going to be one Blade. There's only ever been one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade. Yes. Okay. And he was answering the question of the hotel. It's an old terminal converted into a museum hotel at JFK. Thanks, Dan.
And they do use it to film different things in films there too.
I think it would be really interesting because, as we all know, Jon Stewart never really wore a mask in the comics because he preferred, if he was like going to be a black superhero, he was like, I want to showcase all of it, everything. I hid most of my life for who I am, so I'm not going to hide it now. So I think it would be really interesting since this Jon Stewart's very young. I think it would be really interesting to have like him start out with a mask and then like by the end of the season, he like has grown and changed and everything. He's like, and then he's like, no, I'm not going to be wearing a mask. And then he like truly becomes like that Jon Stewart character we all know and love of like just from a look point of view, but like it represents more as the character. So I think that could be really cool. Thanks, Dan, with your useless facts. Yes, we can thank Dan for his. Oh, not totally useless, but yeah, awesome to see. Love to see it. Yeah, boy. But going from one bit of Lanterns news to another. He wanted to, James Gunn wanted to clarify his statements on Lanterns being down to earth for the 6th time in a row. I meant down to earth in terms of well-rounded characters making realistic choices. A lot of otherworldly science fiction stories are down to earth. I think we could, like, anybody with half a brain cell can figure out the idea of what he meant down to earth. I think a couple people were worried, like, oh, down to earth is supposed to be like Space Cops and it's supposed to be down to earth. So, yeah, I think best Jon Stewart for the next decade, honestly. Fair. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Does this make you excited for the show, or are you just kind of like, whatever?
Again, I hope to get to it. I really would like to. I am intrigued. And again, as you guys know, I'm not familiar with these characters at all. So just for simple educational purposes, I'm curious, but we'll see what happens.
Right. I think that makes sense what James Gunn was trying to do with, like, all right, I gotta clarify this shit, and I live on social media, so might as well ding 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 ding. Let me set out a tweet and clarify what I meant. So I could see him doing that. And with that, we move on to Superman related stuff. And let me change this real quick. Boom, there we go. Perfect. Anywho, so now we're moving on to we're going to be talking about some stuff that was in that Rolling Stone article, but also some new stuff as well. But the first thing, we kind of touched upon this yesterday, James Gunn, on the pressure of Superman launching in the DCU. Iron Man wasn't the be-all and end-all. So what he's saying here, for context, everyone was like, oh, if Superman fails, that'll be the end of it all. It's gonna, like, it's gonna go the way of the dinosaurs. We're never gonna get another Superman movie in the next 10 years. DCU is gonna fail, all this other shit. And then James Gunn's like, well, when Iron Man was coming out, that wasn't the be-all and end-all. It wasn't like, oh, if Iron Man fails, we're not gonna have this at all. So I think now that there is some establishment here, especially an establishment for a cinematic universe, it's like, it's doable, and I think we could do that. And he's like, also, that's really not my wheelhouse. Yes, I am technically the co-CEO, but I'm sticking with the creative side, and I'm working on the creative projects. That's Peter Safran's point of view. So everyone's saying, oh, if this fails, that's it. When it's like, that might not actually be the case. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree, or do you think, like, if Superman fails, we're just, like, going to get a whole bunch of canceled movies and then that's it?
No, I think I don't think it's going to fail. I think they've already established that this is something special. This is something that they've worked really hard at. I don't see it flopping at all. But also, like, to hold the entire weight of a studio on one film, I think is absolutely ridiculous. Again, James has already proven himself with projects like Peacemaker and things like that. So I don't feel this way at all. So I think it's just, it's just goofy. It's just goofy chat that people don't know what the heck they're talking about.
Yeah. So, and, like, specifically the quote says here, other people may say it's got to be a home run, nothing else. I'm like, no, I'd be very happy with a double. Fucking Iron Man wasn't the be all and end all. I'm going to be responsible for my piece of the pie. I've got to make my budget back. I'll be very happy with that. We don't know the budget yet, so it's probably going to be around the 200 million range if I were to take a guess. I know he denounced the rumors that it was going to be like 340 million. He's like, I wish we had that amount of money. But so it makes us seem like it's probably going to be in the 180 to 200 to maybe 220 range, not including the marketing. The marketing is probably going to make it 300.
Marketing is
so to make its money back, it's probably going to be like 700 to 800 million. So obviously we'll see. But yeah, I think, I agree with this. I think people need to calm down a bit. I think it's mainly just rhetoric of like, oh, this needs to be a home run, all this other shit, and it's just like, calm down there, people.
I mean, I think it's also coming from people who are on the fence too, right? Like they're curious, they want to see it, but we've been burnt before, we've been hurt before, so I get it, but at the same time, like, give the thing a chance, like, just wait. See for yourself.
All we are saying is give peace a chance. Anyway, so we move on to our next. Oh, look at that. Look, I will say I will 100% agree. I think he looks good as Superman. Corn Sweat looks way sexier with a beard. I'm just gonna say that right now.
100%. A million
this
percent.
just looks way better. Meet the sexy new Superman.
I don't know a man that doesn't look good with a beard, for goodness sakes. It's just, I mean, come on, Johnny.
Johnny on the spot. Here I am. But yeah,
that's a great cover,
you know,
it is.
It's like genuinely like we're not just talking about like the sexiness part of it.
No,
it's
good for
just
him. That's awesome.
You know, it's just like him with the t-shirt looks good, like him staring down the barrel of the camera. And just like owning it is just awesome to see. But people talking about you know, meeting the new Superman, a Philadelphia native, which is interesting because, you know, we've heard many a times that like David Cornsweet is actually like a really nice person and like a decent human being. Complete opposite of Philadelphia. So
your
like,
hate of that city is the funniest freaking thing.
It's just amazing. Maybe they just produce one good person a generation, and then this was the guy. This was the guy. Like it's amazing how like it's crazy how, you know, Philadelphia managed to produce a guy that plays one of the most hopeful and optimistic people on earth and in literature. So it's like, that's interesting. So I think it's just like they probably like did like a Walter White thing where they're just like, okay, we got to take a little bit of this. They just like cloned him. They're like, okay, Philadelphia is a dumpster fire of a city. All of us that live here are pieces of shit. So we got to like, you know, clone someone.
Sorry to the people of Philadelphia. Damn, Johnny.
And then like brotherly love. I'm just saying, look at the Hitchcock.
Again, this is coming from John. John does not speak for all of us. John does not speak for all of us.
He has the good. I mean, to be fair, that was kind of the reason why he was like fan cast, because he looked so much like Henry Cavill for a period of time. So yeah, and I will say it does depend on the length of beard. Like if we're talking like Duck Dynasty beards, ew. But like I think mine's good.
Your beard is the length of Duck Dynasty beards.
Duck Dynasty is like down to their waist.
No,
are you kidding?
What are you talking about?
No, Duck Dynasty is like.
I'm literally rewatching the entire show because they have a new series out. So don't even try it. I love.
Why are you watching Duck Dynasty?
I love Duck Dynasty. I'm a huge fan of Duck Dynasty. I have their books. I have their Funko Pops. I have the duck calls. Don't go there with me. Don't go there with me.
Yeah, but they're a bunch of homophobic pieces of shit.
Like, only some of them are homophobic, and they're from the South. I'm not defending it by any means, but I'm also not surprised. Let's be fair.
So anyway. Tom Welling looks like Carl Urban now. Not complaining. Both very good-looking men. So yeah, I think awesome to see. Love to see David Cornsweet. Because I mean, we've seen so much of Rachel Brosnahan with photo shoots. Let's see David Cornsweet in those goddamn photo shoots. All right, like goddamn. So yeah, I think loving this image. But moving on to the next thing. He was talking about here how he was not getting recognized as Superman. So he just obviously talking about this whole thing, but this
we've talked about it ourselves on the show, right? Like every angle, every time you see the guy in a different shirt, a different angle, a different hairstyle, is that the same person? It's the most interesting. It's just wild, this phenomenon that like he never looks the same ever. It's so interesting.
Yeah, it's just like I think Dan says it's like, we have to like look really hard, like where he is in this picture. It's like, oh, David is in this picture. Well, we got to like look like a full 3 to 4 seconds. Like, hang on. Oh, there he is in the background. I will say, I agree, Maverick. He does look like Jamie Dornan here. I will say.
Well, someone had also made a comment that he looks like Tom Wellington grown up, and I said he looks like if Jamie and Tom had a baby at least on the cover. A little bit.
That's exactly the eyes. He definitely has those Tom Welling eyes, but then the shaved head and beard, that's like Jamie Dornan.
Yeah.
So he got not
there, no babe. Oh, John.
No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I like my bald head, although I do need to shave a little bit. You can I don't know if you can hear that. But...
Nope, you're not even like in the camera.
Nope, not picking up. All right.
No.
Oh, come on, Caleb. No,
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
That's Will Poulter. Although
yes,
Will Poulter 100%. Not anymore. He's like We're the Millers. Will Poulter. Will Poulter now is a fucking stud. So like you're
not kidding, babe.
I mean, again, we can thank James Gunn for that because he got fucking yoked for Guardians 3. So I mean. Technically, I do. If I grew my hair out, like my hairline would start like right here, like it's like in the middle of my head, and then the sides go like all the way up here. So yeah, not great. Thanks, Dad. But loving to see this. Loving these interviews with him. Great to see. But now we're getting into like I feel like, is this referencing Princess Diaries or did Princess Diaries reference something else with this? Because I feel like this is a reference to something.
I think it is Princess Diaries. Yeah, without hearing this was the one clip I couldn't get to play when we were doing the prep. So it just, and
unfortunately nobody can hear it if I unmute it. So I'm pretty sure it's referencing Princess Diaries. So I'm like, yeah, is that what it's? And then now, and then that's cute. Again, that's really cute.
And look at Nick. I love it.
I will say that face. It's very cute. I will say I like the trustful. Never trust a supervillain. We'll see you July 11th, the Superman. Anyway. And I agree with Broadway. Marketing team needs to raise up. Honestly, Prince Eric. I know Little Mermaid remake just happened, but if like
you're
somebody else wants to adapt the Little Mermaid, like Hans Christian Andersen.
Fuck on, John. 100%. Quite frankly, he should have been Prince Charming in that piece of shit Snow White. He also looks like that. But 100%.
I can see Prince Philip too, but they've already done all these. I would say if you adapt like
he could
the
be
original
the Prince in Cinderella.
tale.
We've already done Cinderella as well, but he could also be that. I mean, the first like 3 princes all looked pretty goddamn identical. But yes, Eric. Oh my god, yes.
He looks almost exactly like Eric. Honestly, like I never saw Little Mermaid. It could have been the greatest thing ever. I don't know. I never watched it.
It was the greatest thing ever. You should have watched it.
But I will say, and I will say this. I will die on this hill. Nobody else will agree with me. I'm just saying, The Rock should have been Gaston in Beauty and the Beast.
He's got the swagger and the arrogance for sure. But also the age difference is like wild. But again,
it is. But like the reason I'm thinking, like if they went for more like classic Gaston from the animated film, what they did with Luke Evans, I thought that was a very interesting change.
But he needed to be bigger. He should have been bigger.
But like if they wanted to be like, I am the size of a barge. Anyway, so if you like, they wanted to do that, even eating 12 dozen eggs every morning. I think they should have gotten The Rock. And here's the thing: I'm not a big Dwayne Johnson fan, clearly, but I will say I think he would have nailed that role. But I'm just I will say, and also never forget. Here's the thing: I say that a lot too. Here's the thing.
I say again a lot, and again, and again,
and again.
Yep, and again.
But we're like Robin Shabazzi. But we do have one more thing. So we were talking about, your boy Superman. But here's the thing: we need to go back to Lex a little bit. We got to have some respect. Yes, we love that face. We love that Superman face.
So cute. I can't.
But gotta show some respect for Lex. And look at this man right here. Look at this man.
It's just such a weird shot, though. Like it's such a weird.
But like he's
weird
just
shot.
Like, I am here. I am Lex Luthor.
Wait, like genuinely, honestly, I think this, and it makes me think of like every online dating profile. Like, no offense, but men, y'all are so bad at taking selfies. It's ridiculous.
I will say, guys, stop with the fish. women don't give a fuck about your fish. I'm
Oh, we
just gonna
don't.
say that
We don't.
right now.
Nope.
No women on
Or are you
planet
smoking
Earth.
a cigar in some patio chair, babe?
Here's the
Don't
thing.
fucking.
Here's
That's
the thing.
not the thing
Just
that gets my motor
I'm
running.
not on dating apps for a very good reason, but I'm
Same.
just gonna say this. Just like as someone who has grown up with 3 women in my house, I know things. Okay.
Poor
I
Dan is
will say
already
this.
like, come on.
I will say this. If you want, like, just like, I'm not an expert at this. Just like, if you want something that like women will like, get like a dog in there somewhere or like a baby.
Also,
like,
have a woman take your pictures because
Yes.
we'll get you from the good angle. We're not going to submit
Yes.
shit like this. I'll tell you that.
But I will say it does kind of remind me of fucking, just like, you know, because it reminds me of like, it's like women only want to date taller men because we constantly see you from your best angles. That's why they don't want to date short men, because then you'll see them from this angle. Oh, that's why. What are we even talking about now? I don't even know.
I'm going to put it out there right now. I am 5'6.5". I don't mind if someone is the same height as me. If they are shorter than me, it's not great, but I'm not going to not hang out with you because of it.
Liz Marvel. She loves long walks on the beach. She loves Marvel.
No, I don't.
She loves
I don't
Dairy
like
Queen.
beaches. I also,
that's the
just because listen, the reason I have Dairy Queen so much when I'm on this show is because it's the only thing that's open until 10 o'clock in my town, other than McDonald's, and it's like Dairy Queen, McDonald's. Okay. So that's the only, like, don't pigeonhole me into like Dairy Queen's #1 fan. That is not the situation at all.
So this is why I hate Superman. Definitely, this image is definitely like that. But let's before we get a little bit too far with this, we're reaching the 2-hour mark. We won't be able to cut it before 2 hours, but we'll try our best. That was the last bit. That was it, guys. That was it. But thank you for watching. If DC, let's cut the dating talk. Well, that'll be for like a tier list or something.
Show. That's another show.
Fancast Friday, maybe. I don't know.
Can I do one of those? Like you guys throw in names and I'll give you my tiers. Let's do that. That'll be fun for me.
Sure. We'll do Women Advice Wednesdays. There we go. We'll set that up for next week.
There you go.
But
I'm available Wednesday. Let's do it.
So thanks for watching. Love Seal. He stole 40 pies, and that's terrible. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. We love and appreciate all of you. Not kind of a weird day today, but we were talking about a lot of weird stuff. But Dan had weird links for us today, so blame him if you have a problem. But not a lot of Superman talk.
As always, blame Dan.
As always, blame Dan. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, comment after the show. Maybe you'll get your comment on Friday when we highlight your Q&A comments. But thanks everyone for watching. Obviously, I'm not going to name everybody, but Caleb, Swag Fan, Steven, Ron, Manuel, Elite Easy, the Enterprising, the regulars, Maverick, he's a newer one. Thank you. Hugo Millie showed up for a little bit. So thank you all for watching. We love and appreciate all of you. But and comment and subscribe and click the notification bell. That was the one thing I forgot. Click the notification bell because obviously we go live at weird times. We apologize for that. But, you know, so you can be on top of it. But remember, women hate fish.